Hi, this is Rory Singer. We're here at the HardCore Gym in Athens, Georgia, and you're about to watch 5 killer triangle setups. So let's get started. From the guard, what I want you to do is work to get your overhook. It's important that we have upper body control whenever we're doing any kind of submissions from the guard, because our partner wants to go up and away or out and away. So I've got to have good upper body control, overhook, head control. I'm going to switch off very quickly to a thumb block in his elbow, as you can see, and I'm going to slide myself out to my side and grab and get hand control. Now, if we were to stay here, we'd have a very simple triangle setup where I'm just going to bring this leg out, and that's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 101. But we expect our partner to have an idea about what we're doing here, so he's going to try and flatten me out and put me back on my back. Now he's got my leg trapped, so I'm kind of stuck and I'm unable to feed my leg in or out. But what's nice is that if he's pulling on my leg, he can only be strong in one direction. So he's pulling and his energy's going that way. So what I want to do is go from my over grip, and he's holding on real tight, and I'm going to switch off to a thumb down grip. So I had an over grip where my thumb is up in the air, and I'm going to switch to a thumb down grip and grab real tight on his hand. Now, since he's still pulling on my leg and trying to defend me from getting my leg out, I'm just going to kick my leg straight ahead, boom. And as you see, by having that thumb down grip, it gives me a nice pushing motion into his ribs, and I hop my leg up over his shoulder. I then lock myself up, and then at that point I'm going to worry about my finish, which is to bring his arm all the way across. I want to get to his ear. I don't want to be looking straight ahead, although I can finish it. I got long legs, but to make it perfect, I want to pivot around to his ear. So I grab my shin, I put my other leg on his hip, and I'm going to pull myself and rotate. We get nice and tight. I drive my leg back into his shoulder, and I squeeze, and I bring my heels to my butt. So that's our first triangle setup, and that's our first triangle. So next we're going to look at a triangle from a different attack. We're going to look at a triangle from a pit stop position where I'm looking for an arm bar, and then we're going to transition from that arm bar to a triangle. So to set up my pit stop, I need to make sure that I can get his elbow inside on my hips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my foot on his hip so that I can get a small little pivot and bring myself to the outside as I bring his arm to the inside, and I stuff it inside above my belly button and in the middle of my body. I make sure that my foot over his shoulder, or my leg over his shoulder, is underneath, and my other leg comes on top, and I clamp that all down. Notice the toes get hammered back. I'm squeezing my heels to my butt, and I'm pinching my knees, making this pretty much painful for him, but also locking him into place. My initial submission from here is really going to be to go for an arm bar. Now, you didn't get that DVD today, so we're not going to go to the arm bar. As I go to the arm bar, I got a little too loose, he pulls that elbow out. I clamp his head down, and I adjust to get to my triangle. Now again, if I'm not where I want to be, I'm going to force that arm over and adjust. If I have to, I can open and adjust, but as we can see, I'm pretty much right in position to squeeze and finish. Awesome. Now, that's obviously where we're going to get most of our triangles is from the guard, but we have opportunities if we just recognize the arm in, arm out scenario, which is what a triangle is. My partner has one arm inside my legs and one arm outside my legs. We can see that we can create those positions or that submission from other positions. So first we're going to look at it from cross side. So my cross side, I'm obviously looking to attack here, maybe the neck, looking to keep this up, inside arm up. But what's going to happen at some point in time is that you might get control over this arm, whether it's going to be like a Kimura position here, or I'm sorry, an Americana position here. He might straighten his arm out, and I might have to think about that elbow lock here. As he starts to go to the other side, I might have to start thinking about my Americana here, or I'm sorry, now I have my Kimura here. But if I can't get that locked up, or he's too strong, one of the things he's going to do is he realizes if he goes up and around, I'm going to lock him up with the arm lock or the Americana. He might try and just drive that arm down, taking it away from this hand. He might then try and look for his underhook. He's going to try and get that arm free. I can't let any of that happen. I lost my ability to lock it up. I don't want to lose my position. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to underhook him here to keep him flat, and I'm going to drive this arm in, and I'm going to step over his legs. As I step over his legs, I got a good pull on his head here. I'm going to fall to my side, and I'm going to pivot on his hip and lock that up. Now again, I might be able to finish him. The bigger my partner gets, the more of his shoulders, his traps I'm going to lock up here. I don't want to submit shoulders and traps. I only want to be on his neck. So I work to get this across. If I had to, again, I could pivot. I'm pretty much to the side right here, so I'm just going to work to squeeze and finish. Excellent. So that's one of our triangles, another triangle setup, and that's from cross side. So we had two from guard. We have one from cross side. Now we're going to go to mount. Again, what I want you to continue to think about is the geometry that you recognize. Arm ups are Americanas, arm downs, Kimuras, straight arm locks. I don't necessarily think about what I'm going to get. I'm just going to think about what's here and what's available. So I want to get to that position again where I can have one of his arms inside, one of his arms outside. So from the mount, I've got to create that by stepping over his arm. So we're in here, we're working, not in my opinion super high percentage to get Kimuras or to get this Americana here. Not super high percentage that you're going to get this straight arm lock here. Not super high percentage that you're going to get this here without getting rolled. So we got to be careful. So what I want to do is I want to get his arm where it's down in this position, and again I'm controlling it. I'm controlling it so that I can bring myself over it. He's thinking I'm going here, and then that I might bail, and I might pull him up, but I don't want to do that. I want him to think, oh, Kimura's coming. This is bad. But instead of that Kimura coming, what I'm going to do is I'm underneath here, got him locked up, step over his arm. Now you notice that we're pretty much in that same position we were just in when we did this from cross side. I'm going to pull him, I'm going to grab, and I'm going to lock. So again, arm is not really where I want it to be, so we can fish underneath it like that and pull it up, drive it across, grab the shin, pull that leg up on the neck, readjust, finish. So I gave you 4, told you there were 5. So the last one we're going to work from a rear mount position where I'm in here. I'm working, I've got my harness, I'm looking for chokes, he's defending, I'm looking to control. What I want to do is control this arm right here. I'm going to control this arm so that I can pull it in and bring my opposite leg into this space. Think about it. If I can bring this arm down and I can bring this leg through, I start to create a position, that same position I've been talking about the entire time, that one arm out and one arm in position. So I'm creating that. So I pulled this arm in and I just slid off to the side, I grab my shin and bam. I mean, it couldn't be simpler. Sweep and finish. So I promised you that I would send you 5 killer triangle setups. I believe that I have made good on my offer. Hope you enjoy this. You start using this in your own Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and your own training, and you have a whole bunch of success. Thank you very much.